Hi guys, and welcome back to Mulberry Ranch Farm. It's Ashley here with you again today. Today we're actually back down at the buck pen, but if you guys look behind me, you might notice those aren't bucks, those are does. Why are my does in my buck pen? No, it's not breeding season. No, it doesn't need to be eaten down, Lord knows that. What's going on today? We're doing our spring cleaning in our barn. So that means I'm going to be getting the handy dandy tractor out again with the lovely bucket, and I'm going to be dropping a fence, dropping a gate, and pulling some of that nasty bedding out, because we do use the deep bedding method. So in the wintertime, instead of cleaning it out and putting new stuff down, we pile on top of one another, and actually that generates heat up through the bottom because a degree of biodegradation is happening underneath, so it's generating heat up and through the top. It's a lot like composting, how when you put all of that stuff together, the compost should create heat because a lot of breaking down and a lot of bacteria are in there breaking everything up and making it into something completely different. So I don't really have another place for my bucks to be, so I moved them out. I'm gambling because they've already been back here on my sorry scraggly blackberry bushes and raspberry bushes that are finally starting to kind of run and take hold. It's only taken me 3 years to get them where they kind of like it, but I've already had to chase the little white butthole right here. Had to chase him off a couple times already. So you can tell they're interested. I'm hoping that the does being down here will keep them interested enough where they won't want to go and mess with my blackberry bushes, but you know what, if that happens, so be it. I have to clean, and sometimes you just got to roll with what you got, and this is what I got, so this is what we're working with. So let's get to that, guys. Let's get to it. Now, the reason that we're actually going to be doing our spring cleaning, oh guys, don't get tangled up in here. The spring cleaning is because we've actually got some fill dirt coming. While you guys weren't with us and we hadn't started our journey yet of YouTubing, we put on gutters on our barn because we were having a lot of problems with the flow of water and how it was. Seriously, come on, Gunther, look at this. Ugh. I think I'm gonna have to go deal with this, guys. Sorry. Oh no, he's loose. Jeez, old Pete's. So there they are, guys. Look, they're on it. Get out of there. Oh, so back to the reason why. The reason we are doing our spring cleaning is because I've got ADD, guys. Squirrel. So the reason we're actually doing our spring cleaning today is we're going to get fill dirt. There's a lot of places in my barn that over time, and after cleaning out so many stalls for so long, you do tend to take some of the natural dirt that started in the bottom of our barn, because our barn has a dirt floor. So there's divots, you can see actual dips in my stalls, and even though we did put on gutters on our barn, there's still a lot of the land that naturally flows and pushes the water this way. So I still get a lot of flooding sometimes when we have days and days of heavy rain, and we're actually getting ready to have that, guys. So with the fill dirt coming to fill those, I have to make sure that my stalls and everything are clean. I'm sorry about the light. So I have to make sure that that's clean and empty, that's clean and empty, that's clean and empty, so that when the fill dirt actually gets here, I have a place to put it. Because it doesn't do me any good sitting out there being in a big old pile and getting rained on. So I pretty much want to do this to where the moment it comes in, Mark and I can just get the tractor and dump piles like in front of these stall doors, like maybe right there, because I can't get my tractor in. I love my stalls, I love the wood and the old look to it, but there's always a but. The functionality of being able to maybe just lift up a panel, pull it out to just go in there and dump. Can't do that. So a lot of it has to be done by hand, which the gun show can always be improved. So we're gonna look at it that way. It's just going to be our way of getting ready and getting in shape and shedding some of those winter pounds. So, or quarantine pounds, guys. Is there such a thing as winter pounds anymore? It's all quarantine pounds, right? Because we've all been locked in. We're all eating and baking and making cheese and butter and using all of that and making bacon. I made lots of bacon in my house. Lots of bacon has been consumed in the quarantine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to it, guys. We just wanna make sure that everything's up and out of the way. So this gate actually just has drop pins, and like, albeit it's heavy duty, it's going to take a lot of work for me to get it out of the way. And Hubs is out with a friend at the range, enjoying some time away from the house and doing something that he loves and generally has just a God-given gift for. Like, the guy is just, he's great when it comes to boomsticks. So it's up to me, guys. Let's get going. Let's drop this. Let's get it out of the way, get the tractor in here, and get to moving. Okay. This job, I promise, is not as physical, but for like catching goats, putting them away, moving that big gate, because that gate, heavy. So this doesn't take all day, because while it is beautiful, like absolutely beautiful, we'll need to change out of this long sleeve shirt here in a little bit. It's gorgeous. It's only supposed to be gorgeous until about 2 p.m. and like right now we're coming up 11:30, noonish on a Saturday. So I'm gonna try to hurry up and get as much of this done and pulled out so that I can move my girls back in. They're not stuck down there in the rain. And I mean, if these boys want to stay in here tonight, they can. I can always clean this out whenever, because I can't get the tractor in there anyways. That's a wheelbarrow clean. And I've got mats down there underneath everything, so I'll have to be pulling those out too. And that sucks. My least favorite chore on the farm is what we're doing today. Shoveling the poops. Shoveling the poop. Go bigger.
So far, I've lifted over there, which is a big mess, and over there, which those two are clean spots. And my mom's doing the tractor right here, and I'm just doing the wheelbarrow. And which she's cleaning over there, which is, you might have seen a few parts ago, or just now. But she's cleaning that, while I'm cleaning the sides that
Sounds good.
fussy.
Okay, guys, it took a little bit longer than I thought it would, mostly because this year I was actually ahead of the game. I usually don't clean out until around May, but this fill dirt Cummings lit a fire under my rear end. So look, we're clean. It only took a few hours. Oh, look, back there, it's clean. So that is the last bin full, but I will have to admit, I'm a little disappointed. I didn't get to this stall behind me, and you can tell there's a lot of bedding in there. The bucks are taking up a stall, but my kidding side is pretty clean. I only have one pile of like real dry hay in there that's just been kind of mussed around as bedding, and these two kidding stalls are clean, and this one right here, you guys can tell, like, it's really not dirty, but it could use with a scraping to get some of that ickiness off the top, so that when I do put in some fill dirt, there's no organic matter that's going to make it sink even more than it already will when it settles. So why do we clean this out? I do it every year. So why is it important to clean out your animal's enclosure? The number one answer, sanitation, guys. There's a lot of bacteria, there's a lot of ickiness that lives in the bedding, especially after the wintertime. The wintertime, they spend a lot of time in here because it's so cold and nasty outside. So they do a lot of their business in here. They lay around in here a whole lot. If they get sick or have scours, it usually happens in here. So sanitation is the #1 reason. Now, I usually do like to go through and spray a bleach mixture, which I probably won't do that today just because I'm racing against the weather. I'm really tired, and I actually have a family that wants to actually go out and get something to eat, which it's amazing now. Fast food is like a delicacy. So I am getting hungry just thinking about it. So sanitation is #1. #2 is actually in the wintertime, the bedding creates heat that comes up from below because it's a deep bedding method. So in the wintertime, that's great. It helps to keep them a little bit warmer than usual. They don't have to fight so hard to regulate their temperature or use any of their calories so much to go into maintaining a body temperature as well. In the wintertime, the dirt floors are cooler than the bedded down floors. So when it starts to get hot here and they don't want to be out there in the middle of the day because it's so hot, they can come in here and lay on clean dirt floors that are a lot cooler. I'm going to go back and touch on sanitation, especially because we are milking. So if you didn't get to see my milking video for our new routine, cards up in the top, in that routine I wash the udder before and after I am done milking. Before, because I want to remove any debris and any bacteria that may be sitting on the outside of the udder so it doesn't fall down into my milk. At the end I do it because I want to make sure that I didn't leave any bacteria from my hands, but also the fact that it goes out clean. The doe will come in here and lay down on the ground. So her udder and her teats are in contact with the ground, and the opening at the end of the teat, that orifice, is an open gateway for bacteria. So if I'm not keeping a clean place for them to lay down all the time, I could really be gambling with mastitis, and mastitis can ruin a good udder, and if you're not really paying attention and it sneaks up on you and you don't treat it, it can kill your goat. So that's part of the reason why we're doing that today. But the big reason we're ahead of the schedule is because we're getting fill dirt, guys. So I think I'm going to call it for today. I'm going to cut away and show you all the nastiness that came out of here. But if at any time in this video you found yourself enjoying watching this dirty chore being done, which I don't know anybody that would want to, really watch it, but it's out there for you guys. And we've given an explanation why we make sure that we clean out our stalls every spring. So if you found yourself enjoying this video, guys, please let us know. Drop us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe. We are about, when you guys see this, it's either a week to 2 weeks in the past. So if you want to stay caught up with me, my family, and the farm, all you have to do is follow us on Facebook or Instagram. We leave notifications there when we're going to be posting our videos, and we post our videos religiously on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, barring all disaster. So until next time, guys, thanks for being here with me. Bye. A lot of poop.